Hey, um, I was reading about a new House bill that could require teachers to hand in a whole year's worth of lesson plans. So they would hand them in August. Well, I typically do not speak out with things that are political. I try to just keep to myself because there's different views, and I just try to do that to keep peace. But anyways, I felt compelled to speak out on this, and I did. However, my hair was a mess. It's kind of messy right now. And I didn't want my face shown because I didn't have makeup or anything on, and I was still in bed. So I just pointed it at my blanket and did it, and it's kind of hard to listen to and watch because anyways, so I'm redoing this, so it may sound kind of like the other one, but maybe not. But anyways, I was compelled to speak out because in August I meet my students August 17th, August 20th, whenever school starts. If I am required to have a whole year of lesson plans, I don't even know my students. I don't know their needs. I don't know what they, have already. I don't know what they know before I get them. I don't know, if the whole class knows a whole concept and we've pre-tested on that. I don't have to teach it, or I just touch on it and go. If others need more retaught, then that's what I do too. Good teachers look at their students, and that's what drives their instruction. Yes, we do teach the curriculum, we do get through it, but not always on the same time frame that you would if you gave a whole year's worth of lesson plans. That's why usually you hand them in weekly, because then you can tweak them and move them, and there was a fog day or something and you switch them and you're able to get through it. Anyways, I just feel upset about this because we're teachers. We've gone to school. A lot of us are veteran teachers. We've been there for over 20 years. We kind of know what we got to do. We know how it runs. We know what the kids need. Are there challenges? Yes, there are. And we try to see and meet those challenges with the children. Good teachers revise their plans. Good teachers throw out their plans when the kids are sitting there and they have no clue, or they're bored as all get out and you're not even reaching them. Good teachers say, okay, let's stop. Let's take a break. Let's move on. We'll do something different and come back to this tomorrow. Good teachers stop what they're doing if the children aren't getting it, and they reteach it. Because really, what's the objective in your classroom? The objective is not everyone gets an A, because I could do that. Everybody could get an A. Yay. No. Good teachers want the children and students to learn and know the content, no matter how many days. Sometimes you're not going to reach every single child that day, but then you review the next day, and that kiddo, when the light bulb goes off, you're like, oh, good. And they feel good too. So some things we do need to reteach and we redo with them. If there's a tragedy or a pandemic or a death or something that affects your community, a good teacher is not going to try to do skill and drill that next day. They're going to try and get through and maybe do some different activities, life lessons, things that the kids need, but maybe are not in the lesson plans at that point. Because sometimes you have to throw the lesson plans out at some point in teaching, and you are doing it on a whim. They're not getting a concept, and you have to pause and show a short video. You have to know your learners. You have to see, are they visual learners? Are they auditory learners? Are they kinesthetic learners? What are they? And then you try to do the different modes of modality and try to reach all of them through those different vices. Asking for teachers to give lesson plans for the whole year just doesn't make sense. I don't understand why there is so much push for people on the outside to dictate what we're doing at schools. If it's a parent or a community member, we open the schools are open. You can schedule an appointment. You know what? Even now, With Ohio, you can become a licensed sub. We need subs so badly. You can be an aide, you can be a teacher. $25 gets you that position, and you totally can come in and see the amazing things that the teachers are doing in the classrooms and what the kids are learning. Because in my classroom, I teach academics, but that's not the most important to me. It is important, very important, but it's not the most important. I always tell my students, no one will know what your IQ is when they meet you. No one will know if you can read really well. They won't know if you can do math. What they will know is how you act and how you behave. That is what they will take from you, because they may never talk to you, but how you present yourself is what their first impression of you. So, I teach manners, and I teach with grace, and I'm not perfect. And I tell them, if they've ever been in my classroom, they know I say, I'm not Jesus, I'm not perfect. We make mistakes, and we need you to catch our mistakes, and that's okay. Come talk to us, tell us, raise your hand, say, hey, 2 + 2 is not 5. Because we do it sometimes just to see if they're paying attention. And we want them to question and, say, hey, that's not right. Because we do want them to have a voice. But good teachers reevaluate their lesson plans daily. The bad thing is we probably overthink and overthink and overthink, and we go home thinking about our lesson plans. And did we meet every child's need that day? Did we make sure that the child understood the concept, every child? Was little Johnny looking a little sad today? And, I wonder why. Was I able to talk to him and see what's going on in his little life and what's bothering him? How is Susie's grandfather? Because I know he's having surgery, and I wanted to make sure that everything was okay with her family too. So it's not just a teacher-student kind of thing. It is a community, a family, a building relationship that we have with our students, that we do love them and we care for them. And that's what we do at school. We don't just teach academics, we teach life skills, and we teach love and acceptance and lots of things that will get them and have them be successful in life. And it's sometimes not in the lesson plan. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's how I am. And I don't feel like you can put every single thing in a lesson plan. There are times on the spur of the moment, the lesson's going downhill, and I stop and we revamp and we redo and we reteach. And it takes the day and a half, where it should have only taken maybe 45 minutes, but they weren't getting it. And that could be my fault, truly. And so I don't want to leave them not knowing the concept because I was rushing them, or they didn't understand it, or we needed to pause and take a break, or we needed to do a Go Noodle because we had some kiddos that needed to move. Almost all kids need to move. But I don't want them to be punished for that, because come on, we got to keep going. The state said we're on day 52 and this is where we need to be. So for them to ask or demand or tell or whatever us to have our lesson plans a year in advance, we wouldn't tell a chef how to make a souffle. We wouldn't tell an artist what to paint. I don't understand why outside people are constantly trying to tell us how to teach. We know. We've gone to school. We've been doing this for years. We don't need other people telling us how to teach. I know my students. I know my parents. I know the community. I know what goes on in my classroom. I know that my kids are successful and they feel loved. Any child that has ever gone through my classroom, hopefully, if you ask them how I made them feel, they will say loved. If they don't, I would want to talk to them and see what happened. But that's how you build students up. Not only academics, because academics will get you through life, but it's not going to get you all the way through. We have to build these little people. We have to make sure that we're holding them accountable for their manners and how they behave and how they act. And that's not in the lesson plans, because there's no curriculum for that. So all these extra little things that we do as teachers are not in the lesson plans. You give us the curriculum that we're supposed to teach, and we do teach it. We do. And we tweak it, and we add to it, and we enhance it. And if we have some little geniuses and gifted kiddos, we try to make it challenging, more challenging for them, to make sure they're using all of their skills and they're feeling challenged as in the classroom too. That it is hard. It is hard to meet every single need of a student, because we do have such diverse classes. But that's what we do. We do that every day, and second guess ourselves every day. Did we meet every kid? Did we make sure that everyone felt good today? Did we talk to every student? Did we make sure that everyone's safe at home? That is a worry that we will always have every time we lock our doors at night to leave. And most of us don't leave on time. Most of us are there for hours and hours, trying to get everything done, trying to get papers graded, trying to get things prepared for the next day or the next week to make a difference in these kiddos' lives. We do love our students. It's hard not to when you're there with them for 183 days. It is like a family, and you are attached to these kiddos, and they are attached to you, and you want the best for them. So for some outside person to demand that I do a lesson plan for children I have no idea how they learn, I've never met those students ever, maybe passing in the hall, hi, that's about it. It's just ludicrous how you can demand that. I just don't get it. So anyways, I typically don't speak out. I typically keep it to myself, because I feel like I am a teacher in the community, and I don't want to, make waves for the parents. I don't want to make it awkward or anything, but I do feel very compelled to speak out on this issue. So thank you.